What's up, y'all? Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. Man, I'm just sitting here, I'm chilling. I was just this whole weekend for some reason, like I have been getting pulled to watching all this Jaguar Wright stuff and everything. But I didn't know who the lady was. I didn't have no idea who she was. And for some reason, because everything that's going on, you know what I'm saying, it made me just go check back on some of those stories about people in the past. Oh, I tell you what started. I was watching Unsung. I had started watching Unsung and stuff, and it started bringing back a lot of memories about certain stories that I had heard. Like that one story when Jagged Edge had got put off the bus with Destiny's Child, and I didn't ever understand why Matthew Knowles put them out in the middle of nowhere. But then when I started Googling, well, not Googling, started going on YouTube, I seen this lady, Jaguar Wright, and she was talking about how they had a sex tape on them and everything. So I was like, oh shit, now it's all making sense because it ain't no way that like Matthew Knowles would just put them off the bus just because they was having a relationship with somebody. I knew it had to be deeper than that. So I'm saying that to say that I had spent all Friday just like binge watching like all the stuff that they would call taboo back in the like late 2000s. We're still in the 2000s, but you know what I mean, like 2016, 2014, with all the Illuminati stuff. It had got so crazy that everybody just didn't believe these stories anymore. We was just like, these people are crazy or whatever. I was the same way. Like I was like, you know what? This shit is stupid. It's not no Illuminati bullshit. You know, I was saying all of that stuff. So then it just so happens for some reason this over the weekend, I started listening to this lady Jaguar Wright. And she started connecting all the dots for me as far as like what happened with Jay-Z, what happened with Big, and what happened with Tupac and things like that. I started listening. I was like, now it's making a lot of sense, you know. And I also started listening to Puff's security guard because you know my whole thing was once Puff became a billionaire, I wanted to really see like the footsteps that have got him to this place where he is right now, where he's like with the whole thing with Young Miami and just all these things that he's been doing. So I went back and started looking at things, and I forgot that Puff used to take niggas out on dates and shit. Like, can you imagine that as a man, another man calling you and was like, "Hey, I want to take you shopping." And things like that. You know what I'm saying? I would hear about them things. For some reason, it was just like it didn't really click to me until he became a billionaire. And at that, and when I watched the Rock Nation's brunching, when I watched that, when they had that brunch and everything, and he was sitting up there with the New England Patriots owner wearing all the rings and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, yeah, now it's making a lot of sense. But anyway, what I was saying was that had led me to Jaguar Wright. And I'm telling you, like when I first heard this sister, I was like, finally, like somebody that's in the industry, they saying all of these things that make a whole lot of sense. Because if you somebody that followed music, you all we needed was those connecting dots, you know, about things like that. I always used to wonder why Jill Scott was so weird or Mary J. Blige. And when she started busting it down about everybody, and I hate even Beyonce, when she said we need to stop saying free Britney Spears, we need to start saying free Beyonce. I was a defender of Beyonce, saying like, well, Beyonce don't want her whole life published in front of people and stuff like that. But then even when you do an interview, it is like you're a Stepford wife, and then you put out songs that are taught that's supposed to be liberating for women, but really you do everything Jay-Z tell you to do. And then the thing that really pissed me off the most was when Clarence Avant's wife died, Jacqueline Avant. When Jacqueline Avant got shot, I was sitting here looking at my husband. I was like, bro, this makes no sense at all. It makes no sense at all. Why is the guy that it just didn't make any sense. But when she started connecting those dots, I was like, wow. And Puffy was even in the documentary when they did that, which makes it even more creepy. All of that for you to be in charge of this music industry and the stuff that, as far as influence, when it comes to getting our boys recruited or these artists, and you know what I'm saying, recruited to be in different things and stuff like that. They play a major part. They didn't want no Clarence Avon involved anymore. Because I was thinking, how did an 80-year-old woman end up getting shot in the back and Bev? Everybody know that it just didn't make any sense to me. It didn't make no sense to nobody, but it's making a lot of sense now. And I'm not saying like, you know, the things that went on with her and her husband. First of all, y'all be talking about Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Y'all so quick. I have never seen Kanye have like a straight up mental breakdown because he said God supposed to love everybody, and so he loved Hitler or some stuff like that. What I saw that woman do yesterday, okay, was somebody that definitely, now that's somebody having mental issues. Anytime you take your son's ashes and throw them on other people, talking about y'all dead and all this old weird stuff, it's something wrong with you. Remember, she rubbed it all over her face and everything. And what is so crazy to me is that I've never, and I mean this, and I on my children, I have never heard of this woman before until Friday. And then on Saturday, she gets locked up. I feel like that was God's way of telling me, like, it's going to be a lot of people that's going to start exposing stuff in this industry, but let's not put them on no high horse either. That's what I felt like is going on with that. Like, don't put them on no high horse either, because they have done fucked up shit. Like, I didn't know, what's the irony of her being involved with Carbon Nation? I mean, I didn't know nothing about who would have seen that coming. Nature Boy? I've been roasting that cult for, I don't know, for a minute now. But you so smart and you so intelligent and you so in tune with everything that's going on, and you've learned so much from this industry about how not to be, that you let those same principles take you down on live. On live. And even when you got even a glimpse of your real mind, you still kept the cameras rolling. You still kept the cameras rolling. And oh boy, whoever, and he definitely looked gay, that dude. But I remember seeing him with Nature Boy and stuff. And this woman who I just learned about Friday, who I'm listening to drop gems on shit that I know when the timelines match up and stuff. I'm a hip hop head. So I mean, it's just all matching up and everything. For her to get locked up yesterday over some bull crap, and then come to find out that she's freaking involved in like, what's the irony for all my Tribe fans? What's up? What's up, Anna Dimples? Hola, mommy. What is up? Like, for real. What is the irony of that? I literally just found out about this woman, and she dropped a lot of gems, and it made a lot of sense, because then I started going back and watching like Puff Daddy's Bodyguard and the stuff that he had to say about things. Like, this industry is so messed up. And a part of me feels like maybe she was infiltrated by that. The same things that she was running against, talking about come get me, come get me. It seems like they got you. Because there was a point in time in that whole altercation where you could have left. You could have really left, and y'all could have just, or just not have went at all. For you to be out here saying the kind of shit that you saying, for you to be out here saying the kind of stuff that you saying about people, all these different people and stuff like that, you can't be behaving in this way, and you damn sure can't be in a cult. You can't be in no damn cult. Carbonation. Somebody put what? I don't understand it. I'm never gonna understand it, because it makes no sense. Carbonation, it feels like Hookers at the Point 2.0. That's what carbonation means to me. Girl, you operating at a low level. So low, you better get on this D. Like, what the fuck? For real. How stupid can some of these people be? Like, I've been trying. I listen to some of these people. I try to listen to the women. I try to listen to the men, hoping that they offer me some kind of explanation for the buffoonery that they be doing. What's up, Miss M? Happy New Year's to everybody, man. You see how we coming into the new year? Everybody who we be thinking that call themselves exposing people will get exposed themselves. Especially like how you think I'm listening to Jaguar Wright stories and stuff like that, but I'm like, how were you able to operate in them spaces where you were able to gather information like that from all these artists and all these people if you weren't indulging yourself? Because the first thing a motherfucker gonna do is they gonna look at you be like, you ain't down with it. You bro, you gonna get up out of here. You're not about to be in here with us doing all this stuff as artists and stuff, and you just a fly on the wall. That's how Candy used to act too. When she be on Atlanta Housewives talking about I ain't drinking, I ain't doing this. She wanna think she gonna sit back and watch a nigga. That's what Jaguar Wright thought that she was telling us she was doing. No, you wasn't. You was just as involved as everything else. And you let a little boy, some little gay ass little boy, my sons wouldn't even hang out with this nigga. Some little gay ass little boy take you from your husband. I don't know how he was. From what she said, he was hitting on her and stuff, and he said she was hitting on him. All I know is this: you went up to the barber shop and you was going to the top too. You like all her stories she was exposing, like, y'all, like, you gotta know your history when it comes to the music stuff. She was really like on that shit. Uptown Records, why is everybody dead? Did he? Like she said, how lucky can a nigga be? Everybody died. I'll be sure almost died. He's getting ready to write a book. We need to pray over some of these people. Let it be exposed, and it will be. It will be, but who knows? Diddy might throw somebody else up under the bus just so something, I don't know. But all I can tell you is what was weird for me is that I just learned about the lady Friday, and then Saturday she gets locked up, strapped on a little gurney thing to get taken to the mental hospital with Nature Boy's homeboy. What is the irony of that, my tribe people? My people that has been riding with me, my people, y'all know. I'll be like, y'all tell me about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what's going on with all of this stuff. Right. And I believe that. You know what I'm saying? I tried to put that aside, Miss M. I was like, she sound like a bitter ass woman to me. You know what I'm saying? She sounds super bitter, like she just mad that she didn't make it to how far she wanted to make it in her career. But the whole thing was because she had worked for Jay-Z and them for that long, and because she did have writing credits on all these different with all these different artists and was intertwining with all these different artists, even from the early 90s, that's what made her credible to me. You know what I'm saying? Like when she's working with Jay-Z, like, she's seen some things before he became Sean Carter that we know now. And it's good if those things get exposed. It is. But if you're going to be exposing those things, y'all, like I said, people be talking about Kanye. You can't have no full-blown, that was a mental illness. Y'all ain't never seen Kanye take his mama's ashes or remains and throw them at niggas talking about you dead, you dead, you dead, and then rub them all over herself. We witnessed something yesterday. I know certainly I did. It scared the crap out of me because I just learned about the woman. I was so excited because she sounded like a young Ayan Van Zant to me. And I was like, expose they ass. Yes, expose they ass. But it seems like something always finds a way to come in and stop those things. I love Destiny's Child growing up. I love Beyonce growing up. So when I heard her say, "Watch who you say you want to be," when she was saying that, I was like, "Damn, yeah, I was wanting to be like her." And but then when you see, when you hear the evidence, I just watch Unsung, Jagged Edge. It made sense to me. They had a whole sex tape. It was a lot. It'd be so much stuff going on that we don't even know. It'd be so much going on, and she was doing a good job at exposing that. But your shit have to be tight, sis. Your shit has to be tight. You can't be getting yourself involved with a cult. I mean, for as smart as you, which is, you know what I'm saying? You know how she be and stuff. And let me tell you, and honey, and all this stuff. Well, honey, child, did you know that carbonation was a cult? You didn't know that? Y'all talking about new carbonation, all this stuff. What are you talking about? Y'all sound stupid. Hookers at the point. That's what that is. Sitting up here worshiping stuff. Talking about, I had a baby with him, but just cause me and him, it take a village. Girl, shut up. He got y'all. He had y'all in that house fighting over dick at the end of the day. And then I would listen to Jaguar and the kind of stuff that she would say in front of her husband and stuff like that. Like, yeah, me and my ex-husband used to share a bitch. All them bitches in carbonation is gay. Is that a part of y'all thing too, to elevate you to another level? Well, whatever makes you feel spiritually high as a human being, we really shouldn't judge each other for like our desires and things like that. You're right, we shouldn't judge each other, but don't be pushing that like that's the normal thing to do. Because we know what the devil don't like, and the one thing the devil don't like is family. And y'all are not representative of anything of family. You're representative of confusion, hurt, depression, all these things that have came out of there. There can't be a new carbonation because it needs to just cease to exist. Y'all still want to hold on to all the bullshit that y'all doing, all the fucked up shit that y'all doing. Y'all fucking up y'all kids and y'all fucking up y'all parents. I heard the girl say on an interview with somebody talking about, you don't see my parents around, but you said it take a village. What you mean, a village of you and your whole ass friend? Of your whole ass, you know what I'm saying? A village of what? So when I seen her talking about that's what she's on some carbonation shit, running around with this dude, talking about that's my nephew. You whole married. You ain't got that's not your nephew, sis. When you're getting drunk and doing stuff, and your career is going one way, and this person is so selfish and don't have nothing going on for themselves that they want it to go another way. There was a chance and an opportunity, I felt like, for her to get herself right. But you was infiltrated by the lowest of the low, carbonation. Carbon fucking nation, really? You let them, I love you to death, get you into making you feel like you a part of that bullshit that they're talking about? Really? That's what made me sad. I found that out in one day. Found out about Jaguar Wright Friday. She was in a mental institution by Saturday. It's crazy. It's crazy because it be real. Our women really, they really, really, we really be out here going through stuff. Because I feel like when it comes to mental illness with some women, sometimes people are born with it, but sometimes it's things that have developed over years of abuse and things with their parents and all kinds of stuff, to make you cling on to groups of people like that, to let somebody like that take you off of where you was going. And y'all don't mistake me, because we know a lot of people, and Jaguar was going places. You feel me? Had she just kept her cool and not been on no bullshit and not been out there fucking around with Nature Boy and his cult and stuff like that, she was going places, because everybody want to hear the story. She could have been the first person to, since Corinne Stephens, to really write a story telling about hip hop, and could have had other people involved in it. And look look where it got her. That's fucked up. That's messed up. But yeah, guys, I just been working, you guys. You know what I'm saying? Just doing a normal thing, keeping my ears to things and seeing what's going on in the world and stuff. You know what I mean? It's just so much going on. Sometimes I don't even be knowing how to even talk. What's the first thing to talk about? You know, I'm looking at all this stuff that's happening with Joe Biden. As you got Joe Biden, Nick, Joe Biden, why are they finding documents in your garage? Who are you, my parents? My mama don't even keep, don't nobody keep stuff in the garage. Everybody know, everybody mom got that one thing that she keep all the documents in. It ain't in the damn garage with a door opener. But the stuff that they finding in there is all these contributors from China that's been sending Joe Biden stuff. Like they sent it $30 million and stuff, and y'all wondering why all our rules and regulations is getting to starting to, you know, for just for the Asians and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's the kind of stuff they finding in his house. All these things for schools and stuff coming from China, anonymous donors that's donating money to his school fund for China and stuff like that. They don't know who the donators are, but now you got all, man, it's just so much. That's what I'm saying. Joe Biden, what are you doing? Talking about, okay, America, I just want you to know that my garage is locked. Shut up. And then you wondering why they trying to overturn the affirmative action bill. You know what I'm saying? Affirmative action that helps brown and black people that's been here for years fighting to even just to get into Yale and get into Howard University. Now you got these Asians, because they secretly giving Joe Biden money and stuff, want them to take the affirmative action bill out completely. That's where I've been. For those who want to know. Looking at that kind of stuff, like, what? Just craziness. But something brought me to this whole thing with Jaguar, and I think it just started with Diddy, and how just like I just was so annoyed with him about how like he's like flaunting all these women around. Like, not only have you raped, not raped, he didn't rape, they willingly did it. These artists willingly was going on dates with P. Diddy, and then you just so happen to, you know, well, Diddy's the billionaire now, you know what I'm saying? Just all of that. And listen to what she was saying about that. I was like, I mean, everybody knows, but it's just so, it was refreshing for me. But it was also sad at the same time to see her have to go down like that with her hands behind her back. And I don't feel, I mean, her husband, all I can tell you is, one thing I know about crazy people, y'all can say what you want, but one thing I know about crazy people is they gonna be crazy in front of the police too. Because people that I'm talking about mental ill people, they gonna be mentally ill in front of the police too. Ain't no cutoff switch. It's just go mode. They don't care if the police is there or not. But anybody with some sense calm themselves down when it's police presence. And the fact that didn't happen, and that I had to see her get on a stretcher and get wheeled off to, y'all tell me, was crazy. Mostly because I was so excited. She should have written her story with the soundtrack, right? And it was. I feel like it was a demonic manifestation, because anytime you dealing with them carbonation people, you ain't dealing with nothing that got to do with God. They can say they love you, they love you, they love you. They don't even know what love is. None of them. That's why they're all together. That's why they all cling to each other. It's like the tribe of the loveless, the tribe that does not know how to love at all. They all just cling together and do a whole bunch of bullshit together. And that's what you see, a lot of dysfunction. And when it's convenient for them, they try to somehow create these fake ass things to come to a higher level of what? I have no idea. Because all it have gotten all, and you know what? Now when I think about it, I heard her talking about Big L, and she was like something about Malachi York, and I was like, what? She was saying something about Malachi York and all these things that we know how his story ended, and we know how Nature Boy's story ended. So what kind of people, what kind of entities, what kind of spirits you got on you? While you sitting here talking about how Mary J. Blige was sucking all his dick and Jill Scott was sucking all his dick, what was you doing? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, them women wouldn't have told her shit unless they knew they can trust another hoe like them. Trust that. It do be a whole bunch of spells. And I felt like when she was throwing her son's ashes, first of all, you're throwing, nigga, I'm just coming here to get my hair cut. Why is you throwing your dead son ashes on me? It was people out there that was just sitting out there chilling. And she was throwing her son's dead ashes on them. But I remember her talking about some voodoo stuff and all this stuff. Of course they know about all this stuff. This stuff is not, we can't let just because certain artists play into this thing or putting it out there like these things don't exist. There's cults everywhere. There are lots of cults. And they do things. So when she started saying y'all dead, I was like, is that because you put your son's dead ashes on him? I don't know. But it was just you know what I'm saying? Me and somebody just looking, I'm like, she was like, oh, it was weird. It was weird. It was like watching somebody tweak out. Like, what the fuck, bro? You was doing so good too. But I knew it because like the more I started watching some of her videos and shit, she was just like popping up on different people's like lives and calling them personally and stuff and just sounding like she was like under the influence and stuff like that. What's up, Leon Wesley? What's up? But yeah, it was fucking weird, man. I was like, why is she like clicking on all these people's lives, but she talking about the same things and the stories that she like to tell when she really get into her stories usually be about her and some other man with her husband right there, like right there in the background. And she'll take the camera like, yeah, my husband right here. You remember when I used to fuck with Raphael Sadiq and that nigga? And he be looking like, girl, you ain't already told that story. You need to go on to another story or something like that. Ew, oh, Miss M, right. Did she? Did she sacrifice her son? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't nobody in their right mind. First of all, why was the ashes in your car for you to take it to a barber shop and throw your son's ashes on people? Can you imagine them niggas? They probably didn't even know what it was when they was throwing it on them. They probably went home and watched YouTube and was like, like what? You know what I'm saying? Y'all dead, screaming all this stuff to them, wiping ashes all over her face and stuff. But you know what thing I kept seeing? She never turned that damn camera off. She never turned that camera off. And then what was so creepy, that's why I'd be like, look, it had to be some kind of spirit, because then she flipped the camera around so we could see her throwing her son's dead ashes on people. And then the dude didn't want to leave, whoever that guy was. He didn't want, what's his name? Solar? Y'all know who these people are. So, like, what? Really? And then you're gonna tell your husband? You wasn't even screaming for your husband. You were screaming for your friend. And he said they was drunk, and I believe him. I believe him. You done let these people come and infiltrate your family. The same people you sit up here telling these stories about Pop, about Big, about all these different people, and you couldn't even protect your own family. You let a dirty, dusty ass post road coat, for all my people in Indianapolis, you let a post road coat come and take you away from your stuff that you was supposed to be doing. You could have been the only one that could have wrote a book. And then you know what was weird too? You know what was weird is that she was like looking into the camera like this. She was like, "Wah!" I was like, it's like, is the camera still looking at me? Good. Like, what the fuck, man? Get your ass out of here, man. I found out in one day for what probably took people 2 years. I found out in one day. I binge watched her on Friday. She was in a mental institution by by yesterday. I'm just telling you right now, I did not see that coming. I was like, she it was crazy. Like, I didn't want to laugh. It's not funny. It's not funny because it's fucking. It's that's people who got a real. If that was really her son's ashes for real, then don't talk about Kanye no more. Y'all don't talk about Kanye. She should have never been allowed to say nothing, but she only said good things. But it take crazy to know crazy, and it took for Jaguar Jones to say Kanye ain't crazy, motherfucker. I'm crazy. That's what she should have said. Then we would have respected her more when she flip out on stuff and stuff like that. But for you to not tell people that you was that damn crazy, messed me up. That was in the same day. Then I was looking at what's his name, P Diddy's security guard and stuff. He was telling his stories. I was like, man, this man been getting around, man. This shit is crazy. Like, and now they got you. All you had to do was just keep it low. Keep it cool. Keep your calm. Who would have ever thought? Not me. I mean, I just learned about the lady. That's what makes it so crazy. But it's like, I would have never thought, for all my, like I said, for all my Tribe fans, that Jaguar Jones would be intertwined with Carbon Nation. Like, what the fuck? And then they talk about new carbonation. Can somebody tell me what that is? What is the new carbonation? Does that mean like no polygamy and not like sending your kids through suffering and ostracizing yourself from your family? Like, somebody please tell me what the new carbonation consists of. Or is it the woman kings running it now? Were they gonna be doing stuff like, y'all look, whatever you looking and searching for, it ain't gonna be with a group of losers. It ain't gonna be with a group of lonely ass people. It's not gonna happen that way. What? Last year I heard that she. What? Miss M, what? Nah, man, that's crazy. She wearing dark. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I ain't been on here so long. I'll be forgetting I can show people. But that is crazy, man. Jaguar Wright. I know some of her writing credits. I mean, like I said, I'm a industry head. I'm a hip hop head. I know a lot about like shit that nobody would ever ask me. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's probably a lot of people out there like that too. That's just like, you know, we just know unnecessary stuff about the game. And then when you have somebody like a Jaguar Wright or like Diddy's bodyguard or Farnsworth or even Kanye come out and start letting us piece our shit together, it'd be like, whoa, that makes a lot of sense. Like what she said about Jay-Z and R. Kelly. Are we just going to forget about that they had a whole tour together and that the tour got stopped in the middle of the tour? Who remembers that? Because them two niggas couldn't get along because R. Kelly didn't want his girls talking to Jay-Z and Jay-Z didn't want his girls talking to R. Kelly, so they had to end up owing them people all that money when they walked away from the tour. I remember that. I remember it. So I was happy that she told those stories. And like she was saying, birds of a feather flock together. I don't care. I mean, I know she's got some mental issues. That's between her, her husband, and Carbonation. But what I can tell you is that them stories that she was telling about them, that's what y'all need to pay attention to. Because she got her debt to pay because she was right there with them the whole time. I don't care about you trying to renew yourself. At the end of the day, them women and those people who you came in contact with would have not exposed themselves or their lives to you if you wasn't if you wasn't out there doing the same thing that they was doing. Like she kept had this thing every time she do an interview, it'd be like, and I was just sitting in the cut, yo, man. If you in one of them rooms, they'll be like, hey, what's up? Get your ass up out of here. You're not about to be in here. Right. They was beefing over Aaliyah and stuff. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing that happened with Albie Shore and stuff. Like the shit be making sense. And she was brave enough to tell it because ain't nobody else brave enough to tell it. Y'all want to think about when the baby was out there on tour talking about motherfuckers sucking dick in the parking lot and shit like that, and didn't nobody know where it was coming from? I wish I had a clip right now. Guess who he was hanging with? Boom, boom, dun, 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 dun. Hanging with Diddy. Someone who truly understands how to treat a man. This is what I need. You thought he was singing to a woman, didn't you? No, he wasn't. Diddy been taking niggas out on dates since the early 90s. And now everything is making sense because everybody feeling real weird about it and stuff. When you be seeing Ray J and Bow Wow flying out there just like on a whim, these men don't even see their kids as often as they see Diddy. Because when they need that money, Daddy come through with that money. He be coming through with that money for their ass, but they know what they got to do. And Puff so messed up that he say shit to try to expose you like he did him. He was talking to the baby one time and he was like, man, the baby's like, man, I ain't seen you since lunch. He was like, nah, we went to dinner. I was like, damn. He was like, make it make sense. Like, nah, we went to dinner. He always, what he do with them artists and stuff is almost get them to the brink of where they think he gonna expose them, but he ain't, because exposing them would be exposing himself. So he just say little stuff like, because they don't be knowing. So he be like, nah, we ain't go to lunch. We went to dinner, nigga. We was at dinner together. You know what's up. And the next thing you know, the baby on stage saying random weird stuff that's very specific. Shout out to all the people out there that ain't acting like they straight but sucking dick in the parking lot. Everybody was like, that was very specific. What are you talking about? And where he at right now? Diddy the only one that'll call me. So it is funny. It is very funny that Jaguar she had Crips and everybody supporting her, like a lot of people. She had a lot of support for her going public with all these stories because everybody was around and everybody know that she ain't have no lawsuits like that. Not from the major players that we usually see drop lawsuits on people. So she had a lot of people that back up her story. But it's just the fact that her own illness is what's taking her out the game right now. Because it ain't too much nobody gonna want to hear from you when you doing all of this. My whole thing is tell a story. Go ahead and write your book, but don't give no advice. Don't give no advice to nobody. Don't give no advice to my people. Leave my people the hell alone. If you want to write your book, write your book. Because all we gonna do is pop some popcorn, sit back, and read all this stuff that we really already knew. You know what I'm saying? For real. That's how I feel about that. That shit is crazy as hell. I done went from listening to one story about her, now the woman is locked up. Is she still locked up? I don't even know. But I know they had her strapped up on that thing, and that was crazy. It's like you couldn't calm down enough. Like, but I heard that her husband was hitting on her, but for some reason I believe they was fighting because she looked like she like getting in relationships where she tell niggas to hit her and stuff like that, and they be fighting. I believe that. I believe they do be fighting and stuff like that. But I don't believe. All I know is that she walked up in that daggone barbershop where it wasn't a threat. If you was that scared of that nigga, why you trying to square up with him? Because she already looked like a stud to me. Nothing against stud. I'm just saying she looked like she's a part of that group. So why you trying to fake like you in a marriage and shit like that? Like you care about somebody. I mean, you maybe they can work it out. I don't know if they have children together or anything like that. I don't know if they have children together and stuff like that. But I know that was a very horrible display for somebody who's trying to expose all these other people like this. Not that we give a fuck about them, but at least care enough about your husband not to be riding around with some dude. Because when you take off, see, that's the whole thing with that carbonation shit and all that other what's it called, baby? You know, that little polygamy shit that only go one way. That's what's wrong with that. They be trying to make you seem like that's normal. That ain't normal for nobody wife to be riding around with a 20-something-year-old man talking about that's my nephew, but that ain't really your sister or your brother's child. And you came from an era where you know better than that. And you with a husband who knows better than that. I heard him hitting him. He was like, "You fucking that nigga." Mm-hmm. That's what I heard. You under psychiatric evaluation. I can't even talk psychiatric evaluation. Yeah, talking about yeah, she did. Talking about me and my ex-husband was sharing a girl. What? What? What are you talking about? Why was he your husband then if you like girls? Am I just too old school? I don't understand. My whole thing is if you want to be in Babylon and do your thing, get your freak on, then go and do that. But you can't be, I don't know. I maybe for some men and so they be like, you know what, that's all right. She just like fuck women from time to time. They in a whole relationship. Y'all sharing people and stuff. That shit it don't never work out well. Because we are not equipped as females and as males in this world we living in. Don't be trying to take it to the Bible days, because you ain't no damn Solomon. Okay? None of y'all niggas are. You know? So we can't be doing that. Not equipped to be handling all these women. They can't even handle the baby moms and stuff that they be having, but they be trying to call all these people wives and stuff like that. Be wanting to share people and stuff like that. Like your level of security in yourself, like you so secure in yourself where you can even handle that. You coming from a broken home, but all of a sudden you think you can handle your man fucking somebody else in front of you and stuff like that. Somehow you elevated yourself there already, and it don't have no psychological effect on you at all because you with it. Sounds stupid. And the men need to think of that too. The hell? Yeah, me and my ex-husband was sharing my girlfriend. What? What? And now I understand Kanye. He said, I'm just trying to have more bitches than my bitch. When he was with Kim. Imagine all the stuff that was going on there too. Like, what? What's really going on? Don't call it marriage. Because that is not what it is. Y'all in a damn partnership or something. Call it that. Because that ain't no marriage. Then you start seeing these girls coming out and stuff talking about, well, the only reason why I had a threesome was because, I wanted to please him. And I wanted to show him that, I wasn't a square or nothing like that. But then, now he fucking without your consent. You know what I'm saying? With the same girl. So how can you be mad? How can you be mad? I don't understand. I don't understand these. I don't understand. They not. People are not ready for those kind of things. Like, why are you doing that and playing yourself? Because I know I wouldn't be able to take it. I couldn't. Even if I tried to fool myself to get to that point, I would done kick that bitch in the head or something. Soon as just something fucked up, I'm not even gonna even act like I could even pretend to be like that. Fuck that. I'm jealous like a motherfucker when it comes to that. I ain't gonna be sharing my man with nobody. You better get your own, cause I got mine. That's how I feel. About to be sharing some woman up there because she don't like her husband. Now she want to be a swinger and try to outdo you and shit in the bedroom. Bitch, get your ass out of here. Sorry, I got a little also. That shit is funny though. It's funny because that's what they be on, and it's polygamous thing too. That's what they be on. Y'all see my videos? Them girls be talking. They ain't talking nothing spiritual. They be talking about sexual stuff, and that's it. That's where it begins, and that's where it ends. He said he's still gonna be with Jaguar, but bruh, you wasting your time, bruh. Wasting your time. I can look at her and tell she ready to go all the way. She ready to go all the way. Just have a wife and a boyfriend. But I guess she can only do it under carbonation stuff. I don't know, but I just found it real ironic, you guys, that the same the day before I was just learning stuff about this woman and now she's arrested. I can't believe it. That shit crazy, man. And she was really stealing on her dude too. She was like, boom, boom, boom. I was like, oh shit. Like she was really swinging at this nigga. She had connected a couple. I think he had like two little knots right here. He was like, I didn't call the police on her. She should have just left, man. But hopefully they get that little weird dude out their relationship and he takes his wife. It seems like he's more on some Hebrew Israelite stuff, the way he talked. But bruh, you got to be equally yoked because your girl living foul, living foul. She want to be with carbonation. Crazy. But anyway, y'all, I'm about to get out of here. It was good seeing y'all. I ain't seen y'all in so long. Shout out Miss M. Shout out Leon Wesley. Shout out DC's Destroyer. Shout out everybody who tuned into my live today. I gotta do more of this because it felt good getting out here with you guys. Make sure y'all subscribe to our channel and everything like that. And hopefully everybody has a good weekend, you know. And like I always say, which I think Jaguar learned, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Peace out, y'all. Love y'all.